Sure that we're live on YouTube,
Oh, I do.
and we are live on YouTube.
We are live. I also wanted to have breaking news on my Robinhood countdown.
Oh, but it says it's unlisted. Why does it say unlisted? Visibility, public, done.
Oh, nice.
Huh.
So update, my wallet position for Robinhood is 1.7 million now. I was 1.9,
Oh,
so I've
so you're moving. You're
200
moving in the chain.
200,000
Obviously, we
people
want to get rid of.
have something.
Yeah,
Then I got
obviously,
some Robinhood fun that I want to get out of, and
yeah,
it's like an abusive relationship, right? I can't
yeah,
leave. Can't leave because my money's tied up in the bank, and the husband has the bank card, and I can't get in. So that's Robinhood news.
but I am noticing, and I am seeing on Reddit that Robinhood is, the wallets are real. Like so Doge wallets are coming in, crypto wallets are coming in. That's all good news.
It is.
Hopefully, for those that are stuck in Robinhood, similar to Scott's situation, you guys can get out soon.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
So do
so
I.
yeah, this we are doing a live on YouTube, not event. We're gonna start a new show here pretty soon, probably within the month, or next month, I should say. Where weekly we're gonna or attempt weekly to provide some information, crypto wise, things like that, on YouTube. So I am going to be dropping this episode on the podcast. So if you are listening to this at any time in the future, for a correlation, today's date is March 8th, 2022. We are hosting these on YouTube regularly. We every now and then we will have a one of these episodes drop onto our channel for the podcast, so you can listen to it. But again, if you are listening only on this episode, uh, these episodes will be weekly on YouTube. So feel free to come to the YouTube channel, Amigos PC. And you can check out all our content. Uh, Quick promo: Coastal Crypto. If you want to head over to the website coastalcryptomining.com, the website itself is an ASIC not an ASIC reseller. Yeah, I can't even talk right now. This is
It's okay. It's all
ridiculous.
right.
Yeah,
You get the jitters. This is your first time.
I know it's my first time going live,
First
guys.
time.
Just kidding. No. So Coastal Crypto Mining is a host provider for a data center facility, providing hosting. Feel free, email us, go to our website, get the contact information, coastalcryptomining.com. We do have ASIC miners that we are selling, and we have the availability for the elusive Gold Shell X5. We also have the Bitmain mythical machine,
Unicorn.
the Alpha 5. So inquire within. We can give you some pricing, and if you are looking to do an order, we do carry a minor warranty, 7 days from the receipt of the machine. To where if any problems come, we try to resolve, fix, and keep you 100%. Again, coastalcryptomining.com. All right. So this show, basically, we are going to be giving a few articles. We're going to give our insight on them, and then from there, at the end, we will have Q&A if anybody's watching live, and you guys can feel free to give us any questions that you have, especially on topics that we talk about here. If you could uh, tag us at Amigos PC so we can see those comments, and from there we'll get those answered. We'll try to filter through all the comments in the actual comment section so we can answer everybody's question. But if you do tag us, I will see it, and then I can. It's easier to see, and I will answer any questions from there. So on to our first topic.
Do you want to talk about how this is a? You wanted to make a disclaimer?
I did that already.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be a podcast, like a one-time thing, podcast.
Gotcha. I was
All right.
listening.
So,
Sorry.
the first article that we wanted to go over. This comes from a company called Protos.com. So we are part of the Side Hustle Enterprise Discord channel. He also has a YouTube, John Maz, that is, has a YouTube channel, Side Hustle Enterprise. And basically, his group or the people that are involved in his Discord channel had happened to share this article. And I was giving my 2 cents. I told Scott, I had shared this article with Scott as well, and I thought that it would be good for us to actually discuss this in a little bit more detail, kind of go over the article because it is pretty eye opening. If for those that are like not really in the know, or if they have a genuine opinion of Ethereum or are still trying to figure out their opinion of Ethereum. So Consensys, so systems lawsuit reveals JP Morgan owns critical Ethereum infrastructure. A group of 35 shareholders of Ethereum giant Consys CAG have filed for a special audit of the 2020 deal that saw JP Morgan Chase acquire an influential stake in two of its flagship products. Former employees who represent more than half of CAG shareholders want an investigation into the matter, which allegedly saw fundamental intellectual property and subsidiaries illegally transfer from CAG into a new entity, Consensus Software Incorporated (CSI). This was in exchange for a 10% stake in a new entity and 39 million loan by Consensus chief and Ethereum billionaire Joseph Lubin, according to a press release. The deal, known with or within CAG as Project North Star, resulted in financial institution JP Morgan winning a significant slice of the company's lucrative intellectual property, specifically MetaMask and Infura.
So
Both,
I have to stop you there real quick.
yeah,
So I think anytime we see any of these like lawsuits or anything that comes out that has like Project North Star or Operation Death Star, like they should know, like they should start naming these a little bit better because obviously you know there's some shady stuff going on.
yeah, specific,
You know what I mean?
like Operation North Star, Project North Star, like you're
It's like
literally saying, here's a
that's
red
evil.
flag. Yeah,
Here's your
I agree.
evil enterprise.
Hmm.
But you know they don't care. They're just gonna
Yeah, I
obviously
mean,
they're hoping
we
nobody
have our
catches
own
them.
history with the large entity that's involved here, and it's like we already reading this article, I already knew that like this is something that is plausible. Like it's not a fake article from what I've seen, and then seeing inner workings from a company like this. Here comes the lawsuit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's especially naming shit like this. This is typical. So both crypto wallet MetaMask and node network Infura persist as arguably the Ethereum ecosystem's most critical infrastructure, and I agree with that. MetaMask is a very huge component to Ethereum and BNB, and quite a few other layer two tokens as well. Turns out Wall Street fat cats JP Morgan direct profits from and even control the infrastructure. So this is
Whoa.
very eye opening. If you are a proponent to crypto or you are an enthusiast of crypto, you know that this right here is bad news for crypto in general. Now, and anybody that's actually watching crypto or like following it in the needs, the niche, all that stuff, this they know like Ethereum is becoming more and more centralized on a day-to-day basis. Like it's just a big machine that is now uh, I would almost say like it's its own government entity. Like the devs are really controlling what is projected for Ethereum, I guess. Like they don't like the price, so they start implementing things to start limiting the amount of Ethereum that's out there. Like the devs are affecting Ethereum, the ecosystem itself, in a centralized manner that basically leads it to a fiat currency or makes it look like a fiat currency, in my opinion, at least.
Well, plus it
So
also, I mean, with the banks getting involved, it makes it less. I mean, I know exchanges are still at risk, and they're not. It's not your own wallet, right, where you'd want to keep your funds, cryptocurrency wise. But it's the banks getting involved is gonna it ruins the whole escape of cryptocurrency, the reason for it,
yeah, I agree.
that we're trying. People that are really for decentralized, you know, currency. These types of things are going to keep happening, and it's going to, Chase, JP Morgan Chase has, other buddies that are going to look at this or find out about this, or probably already in the works. There's Bank of America, the other ones, Wells Fargo. They're going to see that Chase is doing these kind of things, and they're going to, where can they sink their teeth in if they haven't
Yeah,
already?
yeah. I mean,
So,
there's already PNC is partnering up with Coinbase to provide different type of cryptocurrency products on their
mm,
platform. So, it for those that think that it's great fundamentally for big time investments or like the mainstream investors, like big Wall Street companies like this, getting involved in crypto, like yes, we get to see the positives, the green days, that all the institutional investing that comes along with that, and it helps drive the fiat correlation to the price. Yay. So the fundamentals of cryptocurrency though is eventually cryptocurrency shouldn't be tied to a fiat, like one doge equals one doge. So the fact that you have these investors that are now like basically you know backdooring their way into the system,
mm-hmm.
you're going to start seeing more centralization. And Ethereum is a perfect example of that because as they make their moves, it's getting more centralized. The proof of stake move that's coming is because they want to get more centralized. They think it's going to offset fees. The verdict is really out on that. I personally don't think that it's going to actually change the fees within Ethereum, make things cheaper, but they're going ahead with it regardless. Like proof of stake, they think it's going to be the savior of Ethereum, and they're dictating the price accordingly to that. Just to finish the article itself, so all of what we just talked about, not exactly what Satoshi Nakamoto envisioned when he embedded Canceller are on brink of the second bailout for banks in Bitcoin's Genesis block. Indeed, Project North Star has proven incredibly lucrative for CSI shareholders like JP Morgan, typical.
Of course.
A, a year after the transaction, the IP in question was used to raise funds for CSI at an valuation of 3 billion. That seems actually pretty small comparatively, especially for JPM. After the current round,
Oh, they're
the
just trying to get their beak wet.
Consensus spinoff CSI is expected to hit 7 billion. Wow, that's ridiculous.
And it's funny, we saw, I don't know, last year, right? You saw Chase, you saw probably some other, these financial institutions saying how cryptocurrency is eh, the market manipulation that goes on, that they basically say that it's not good and don't do it. Yet they're doing these backdoor deals where they're getting their hands in it.
Yeah,
So it comes down again, if these big time companies are saying, oh, it's not good, trust me, they're buying it. It's good.
yeah. No, they're
Or
getting
don't
again.
trust
This
me.
is a backdoor
That sounds
deal.
bad.
So
I guess we should put out that disclaimer. We're no
yeah, we're
financial
not
advisors or
financial
anything like that.
advisors. We're just
Yeah,
kids on YouTube. Not even
that's
kids.
true.
We're just idiots
Not
on
kids.
YouTube. Yeah.
Idiots. That's better.
So in addition, so we were talking about how the culprit here is known for doing some sketchy things, especially with the past history that we have. The former Consess employees are invoking an article of the Swiss Code of Obligations, which, if successful, may render the deal void. At time of the transaction, both Lubin and board members uh, Forwith Weinert. I don't know who that is. Were directors of both CAG and CSI. Unfortunately, under Swiss and U.S. law, dual representation in situations like this are not allowed. The shareholders are also flagging the fact that required annual shareholder meetings to be delayed by 2 years, meaning that they had no idea illegal
This was happening.
deal was even happening. Yeah, exactly. Because these meetings never took place. Supposedly, never officially Weinert
Doesn't
officially
matter.
was never reelected to the company's board, and so was in no position to authorize Project North Star. In lieu of these shareholder meetings, Lubin hosted an informal informational event late in 2021, at which CAG staff were informed their numbers would be slashed from 160 to 30 by the end of the year. So they were talking about layoffs, which is again typical of the main investor in this scenario. So again, we're not financial advisors, but what we see here is just more of the same. And this is again, Ethereum is getting centralized. This is the tactics of entities that are centralized, and essentially the tactics of those that do Wall Street bidding.
Right, and what comes with the big banks and all that is, that we try to stay away from in the decentralized world is it's more regulation and more,
Hmm.
more fees. I mean, not that Ethereum's fees are the greatest anyways, but more things that, red tape
Yeah,
overlays and all these things that makes it so much
which
harder to own and move your own money.
which is the argument now. It's like, well, can cryptocurrency be regulated? Like you're talking about a decentralized application. And we just had a guest on our show, the CEO of Divi, Nick Saponaro. The Divi project, the Divi wallet blockchain. He said it very well, which was when the internet was created, the internet cannot be regulated, but those that are on top of the internet, making and developing the internet, can be regulated. So I think what it comes down to is that cryptocurrency may not be regulated, but they're gonna try. They're gonna give it all. They're all to try. And but at the end of the day, you're gonna see the developers of Ethereum or any of the projects themselves. They may get regulated just to make a status quo of cryptocurrency in general. So we got to keep an eye on that. This is the fight that's going on right now, and we definitely need to uh, do our due diligence and vote in those that are in favor of keeping crypto what it was intended to, which basically is a decentralized peer-to-peer platform. All right, so segueing to our next topic, which still crypto, but it also brings in the retail market a little bit. Our buddy over at Side Hustle Enterprise, huge proponent of this one with AMC. He's huge. Wouldn't say fanboy, but he definitely has his eyes sight on some type of squeeze at some point. Now, I will tell you this right now: I'm not invested in or anything. I highly doubt Scott is invested in anything with AMC,
I am
and
not.
I don't do any type of retail investing. So keeping all of my stuff out of this literally means almost nothing to me. Is basically what I'm saying.
But the crypto tie, that's why this news is what we're talking about. And I know you're not a big fan of Shiba,
Yeah, which we
but
can
we
get
are
into
a
that
big fan
too.
of the other side of it.
Hmm.
Basically, in this story, it's AMC who is it's kind of a watch and see situation where we're seeing what will happen. Apparently, back in November, uh, the AMC decided to take on Bitcoin to be able to use at their locations, cryptocurrency. So now they're talking about using some of these other ones, which are Shiba and Doge. So they're expecting to see, how it will work. Another big revenue that's actually that comes through a lot more than actual cash, which pretty much everything these days. They're saying Apple Pay, Google Pay, and PayPal are already some of the other ways people are using to go to the movies. Granted, I know me and you both probably aren't big go to the movie type folks, so this doesn't really hit us. I think what they're trying to do is reach some of these, the younger people who are in the crypto market, and as the crypto market blows up and gets more and more towards the younger generation, because the older folks aren't really seeing it eye to eye until you go to a Chase Ethereum branch to access your money here in the future, probably. But what basically it comes down to is, if they do take on Doge, and we are a big fan of Doge, we mine Doge, and
I honestly, I thought that there was an article out there at some point that they were debating on Doge.
well,
Honestly, I do
it says
think,
in March.
yeah,
March is when they're going to start with this one,
with Shiba.
Shiba and Doge.
Oh, at the same time. So
Yeah.
I'd like to
So this,
see, I'd like to see the difference. Like the actual utility of
who
these
uses
two
it?
of who's using more, basically. Yeah. So
Well, as of right now, Shiba's about, the value on Shiba is very, if you have, it's four zeros and a two, right? Decimal point. So it's 2000 or a
mhm.
point 0.00002. And then Doge is at 11 cents right now as of time of this article that we're reading. But basically, it kind of lets you know that we need more of this, I guess you can say, for the meme coins, or the whatever you want to call them, right? I don't really consider Doge a meme coin. Again, I'm a big fan of it. I think it's the people's coin. Um, but Shiba's kind of the one that kind of jumped on Doge's back, and they're getting traction from it. So if they can
Yeah.
succeed, why not?
I honestly like, well, every every bull cycle, there's tons of coins that pop up, as this has been a repeated thing for cycles if you go into history of crypto. And then there are a lot of them that just don't make it. At some point, they fade away. Shiba had quite
Or
a
they
bit,
rug pull.
or they rug pull. Yeah, we get rug pull on a regular basis. But yeah,
No, we don't. I mean, we've been rug pulled, but yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Oh, gotcha. I'm just
Anyways,
making sure.
Shiba came out swinging, making attacks at the creator of Dogecoin, who seriously is at this point just a mascot. He has nothing to do with the development of Dogecoin anymore. Like, yeah, he has not made any real money off of Dogecoin since he sold a majority of his stuff way back when. So, and not to speak for him, but that's just those are facts that are out there. Shiba, they got a little popular because they did that, and they saying that Dogecoin didn't have any utility. Then come to find out, Dogecoin gets a little bit more accepted, things like that. And who hits the market first, right? So we've already seen Dogecoin implemented through the Mavericks, right? So you can buy
Yeah.
merchandise at the Mavericks. You can buy Tesla merchandise, and that it in itself should tell you that Dogecoin is a coin that can be mass adopted utility wise for peer to peer transactions,
Mm-hmm.
because the day that Tesla announced that they were going to accept Dogecoin. I don't even want to say it now. Like the day that they launched their site accepting Dogecoin, everything got sold out. The 5 or 6 items that they put on their merch, which wasn't just merch either. They you could buy their Tesla tequila with Doge. You could buy some
I didn't even know
electric
Tesla had
vehicle.
tequila.
Yeah, yeah. So once a year, he just I think he actually does it now more than once a year, because since he's accepted Doge, he's done it twice now. So I don't know if
Mm.
he's just like making it as he can, or I don't know exactly.
Hmm.
I'd have to do a little bit more research into the tequila. I want some, so eventually we're gonna get some via Doge. But yeah, they had like an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
Like kids, their little electric
They had
vehicle
Tesla
that looks like a
mugs
Tesla
and
truck.
shirts, I
Yeah.
think, too. And yeah, they had a belt buckle. I think
Yep.
there was a belt buckle too. I remember
Yeah.
seeing.
And
So
everything
it's
sold out. And then
yeah.
that's the thing too. Like and then they re-upped their inventory. That's the reason why they did the tequila for a second time, and they sold out again. Like they couldn't keep things in stock because Doge, the excitement with Doge and them, going through and buying out everything. So yes, I'm not a huge fan of Shiba. I hate how they introduce themselves to the world, and I sold immediately as soon as I started seeing that. So I am not a proponent of Shiba, but I do want to see, Shiba and Doge. I want to see what the numbers look like with from AMC. So hopefully, maybe they do it like on a shareholder call or something, and we can get some insight from John maybe from that, and seeing who outperformed who. Did
Yeah,
Doge
and that would be
outperform Shiba?
and that's going to be all over Reddit as far as the
Yeah,
whole like because there's the Shiba the Shiba army and the Doge army all the
yeah,
meme
whole
people
thing.
going to war.
Yeah, they're gonna go. Yeah, exactly, they're gonna go to. Even though Doge, like the community, is to be like chill and not be like that, but it still
Yeah,
happens. It doesn't. There's always a couple schmucks that ruin it for everybody.
Doge is like those the kids on the bus that don't try to act cool, but they're just sitting there and they're like they're cool, but they don't have to prove it. Sheba's like the douchebags in the back, like throwing candies and stuff at the kids up in the middle and the front.
Yeah,
You know, that's kind of how I see it. I mean, I own both. I own. Sound like I'm all fancy. I have shares in both of them, and but Doge is the only one that I truly care about. The other one, I'm just hoping, right? You get that whole cross your fingers and see what happens.
yeah. Which before we end everything, we'll kind of go over what we've done and basically a message that we're like kind of conveying to everyone. Or at least like people that like are hosting with us and just telling them what we're doing, just so you can kind of get insight of actually what we're doing with the mining. Um,
The
real
other two little
quick,
stats I just want to show here on AMC, they have 1,004 movie theaters, and they're in 15 countries, which I was quite shocked that they had that much
yeah.
going on.
One thing that kind of makes me nervous, especially now AMC tying with crypto, is I don't know, like you said
The popcorn
before,
prices.
well, no, we're not avid moviegoers, and here
Right.
in Arizona, AMC is not the theater that I'm going to, even though there probably is one closer to me than Harkins, right?
Yeah.
Um, but Harkins is just overall is a better movie theater and movie going
Mm-hmm.
experience. What I saw on the internet the other day, not to knock AMC, but they're like some of their theaters are not up to today's standards for movie viewing and watching. So that's something that AMC does need to address as they bring in crypto, because you are going to get the Twitter trolls, right? You're gonna get these guys that are fully invested in crypto, and I'm not saying that people from Doge are hoity-toity or anything like that, but they're gonna have a standard. And I'm not saying like I'm that kind of person either, but
Yeah.
if you saw some of the pictures that I saw, AMC has some things to address. They need to come up to the current age of movie theater going experience.
True. Yeah. I mean, they definitely need to. I mean, they had a whole bunch of time to revamp, right? They were they were closed
Two
for so long.
years.
They could have remodeled so much during that
Yeah,
time
yeah,
with not being able to go to the movies. So yeah, missed opportunity. But
right.
what we shall see what they do. And yeah, you're right. There's going to be those people that are going to go on there and they're just going to bash their experience, which that's
Come on. I mean, we're
that's
a part
anyhow.
of Twitter, right? That has this community. Like we know what that community is and what it looks like. It's kind of crazy.
True.
Or it can get crazy. So we definitely I got to figure out like a whole dark mode over here, cuz this stuff is bright. It's
The
bright
white.
ass. Yeah, it's bright. So the last one, this is actually going to tie into what we're going to finish off with, which is kind of just talking about the stuff that we're doing and how we're moving forward because of the shenanigans that is going on with Ethereum. So, which that's we're going to end on that with everything. So the top 5 cryptocurrencies to watch this week. In relation to time, if you're listening or watching this in the future, today again is March 8th, 2022.
Or if you're listening in the past.
Yes, time travel.
Yep. You never
The
know.
way that cryptocurrency works, you can time
You
travel
never
by
know.
viewing the blockchain. So, top
You
five
never know.
to watch this week: BTC, XRP, Near, XMR, and Waves. So, I will be honest with you, I have never heard of Near and I've never heard of Waves. So, this is going to
Agreed.
be a good conversation. Bitcoin BTC plunged below 40K on March 4th and has been trading below the level throughout the weekend. Although the crypto price action has been volatile the past few days, Glassnode data shows that institutional investors have been gradually accumulating BTC through Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which I don't know, that's something we might have to look into. I wonder if they're owned by um, like BlackRock or anything like that. Shares
Oh
since
God,
December 2021. Another
that's not
positive
good.
sign has been that fund managers have not panicked and dumped their holdings in GBTC. This suggests that managers possibly are bullish in the long term. Hence, they are riding out the short term pain. So, just to stop there and talk about BTC in general, in my opinion, at least, or our opinion, as to why they may be doing this. And again, we're not financial advisors. We're just two idiots on the internet talking
Hmm.
to you guys, telling you what we're doing and our insight in this stuff. And with BTC always goes through a halving, and those in the crypto space, they know what the halving is. They know the cycle of the halving, all that stuff. And in 2020, we just passed one. We're full blown now into 2022, 2 years away from the last halving, or about a year and a half ish, about right. And what usually happens when a halving starts to approach within a year or so of it, uh, you they start damn it, Steamy, you fucking your message it threw me off. Anyways, BTC ends up the halving starts to approach. People start to see the halving. Halving usually happens. They're cutting the reward of Bitcoin. So miners, the companies, the little guys like us mining Bitcoin, they're losing their reward. So there's going to be less Bitcoin on the market once this halving happens. So what happens during when the lead up to the halving, the price, the fiat association to Bitcoin start to skyrocket because people start to see the FOMO. And so these companies are anticipating that happening again. And so I can see why they're not selling. They're holding and basically waiting for the next pump. I If you remember, Scott, like this last bull run, right? And
Hmm.
I'll be the first to I don't want to say first to admit, but we definitely are not in a bull run anymore. Whether people want to
No,
call it kangaroo or they want to call it
I haven't heard the
um,
kangaroo. They're calling it
yeah,
that.
or they want to call it yeah, that's a new term. I just saw it on Twitter actually, like either today or yesterday.
Makes kind of sense.
Or
Kind of just keeps bouncing up and
yeah,
down.
because it's going up and down, up and down, up and down. Or if
That
it's like
makes
a
sense.
bear run, right? I don't know if we're in a bear run. I honestly can't. I don't think that that's what's going on right now. But I don't foresee that like a bear run really is going to hit. Now, are we in a crypto winter? Definitely in some form, shape, something of a crypto winter when it comes to like mining and just the way crypto, because crypto just feels off right now, especially in the
Yeah.
perspective of a miner. It feels off. Um, so where was I going with this?
BTC's value. Is that where you're
Yeah, so when
going
you
versus?
correlate the value to fiat, right? Which we should not be doing anymore. We really need to get away from that. But it's the we let the pocket out or whatever you want to call it. People will get FOMO and you'll start to see the value start to increase as we get closer to this halving, and you start to see the reward to miners dissipating, especially after. Now, what do I see besides the five cryptos that we're just talking or that are mentioned in this article? I see that other altcoins may actually see an uptick because of that. If you want to use the correlation to fiat currency, one of those coins, Ravencoin. Ravencoin is a fork of Bitcoin, and they already had their halving. Well, shortly after Bitcoin's halving, they're going to have another one. So we could see an expectation of an increase to that as well. You have any feedback on Bitcoin, Scott?
Nope, I like it.
I like it.
I
Yeah,
like it. Looks good.
one
Solid
thumb up.
performance.
Yeah, one thumb up. Yeah, for Bitcoin. So I mean, everybody knows Bitcoin. Bitcoin is king. Bitcoin's not going anywhere.
Yep.
Even if they try to implement some type of regulation, Bitcoin is always going to be here. There are more and more big time companies getting involved with Bitcoin mining. Like there was literally just one that had did a Series B investment, so people can actually buy into the company, and they're using all that money to buy Bitcoin miners. They're going to be opening up a facility in North Texas. I'd have to look up the
Wow.
name, but yeah, Bitcoin mining is here to stay, and it is just growing constantly. XRP, Ripple, the next one that they talk about in this list. So I'm not a fan of XRP. I don't.
I have some, but yes, I'm not a big fan either. It hasn't done as much as I hoped it would be.
Well,
Let's
they're
just say.
still in contention with the SEC, which
I thought that
also
was
could be
over.
another backdoor for the government. Like, and they're not making any headway with this.
I
And
thought
I,
they solved that already.
well, no, so they're still in contention with the SEC. It's not like they solved anything. They definitely have voted that they have said that they're not a security, which is something that they were fighting with the SEC. But
Mm.
that beyond that, so well, let's just read the article and see what they're saying. So, Ripple XRP has been attempting to rise above the downtrend line for the past few days, but the bears have held their ground. A minor positive is that the bulls have not given up. These are the XRP fanboys and are trying to defend the 50-day SMA, 72 cents. See, this is the thing, dude. Like, altcoins have trouble maintaining in a market that is volatile like it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
VRO red. We'll have to figure that out. Uh, so it's going to be down no matter what, right? If you're going to continue correlating it to fiat currency, it's going to be down in relation. My thing would be is to find XRP because this is a proof of stake coin. It's not a you can't mine it in any way. Find a way to mine it because there are options like pro hashing. Link in the description below for an affiliate. But basically, find an alternative avenue of trying to find this if you're going to stick to it. When the bull run comes back in, you will see coins like this. XRP's not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. So you'll start
Yeah.
to see the pump again, at least my opinion. So near, what is near? Near protocol is sandwiched between the moving averages for the past few days. This shows that bears are selling on rallies. The SMA is $11. Wow, this thing's wow. While bulls are buying the dip, 20-day EMA $10. Okay.
Hmm.
The RSI is near the midpoint. Contrary to exception, the price breaks sustains. Okay, this is just charting shit. I don't care about that.
That one slipped through, huh? On
Yeah.
their list.
The pair picked the bullish momentum. Well, let's do this. What is near protocol? Let's actually look at it and see. Okay, is it worthwhile? Protocol.
Will this one pique your interest?
No, not really. But I mean, we'll figure it out. Power your business with near. Okay, maybe it might pique my interest. Creating a pathway to a new financial system.
Ooh,
Most of the same stuff we always see. Who are
it's a whole
we?
new world.
OK Coin. It's
I bet they're
global license
overstaffed.
exchange with offices in San Francisco, Miami, yada yada, Singapore.
San Francisco.
Singapore is always
That's
positive
expensive
for
real
crypto.
estate.
Yeah. Solve hard problems, build extraordinary
Let's buy it. I like it.
institution, earn prices, features. Do you have a white paper? No.
Oh, it must be good
Why would you say that?
Because offices in San Francisco,
Mm.
their real estate isn't cheap.
This right here kind of worries me. So, a little backstory. You can kind of Google this a little bit. Any company that involves an option where you can get free Bitcoin, there is a large institutional backing that is involved, like some of the OG big investors. You know, BlackRock would be a good example of that, where they were the proponents of mass adoption and giving out like, hey, here's do this for $10 in free Bitcoin. Do this for $10 in free Bitcoin. So this, when I see something like this, it already tells me that they probably have that kind of institutional lending involved somewhere or institutional investment involved into their company. That kind of makes me a little weary of it. But like they don't even have like a paper. They don't have nothing that like really tells us anything about their a better way to Bitcoin. Yeah. Uh, if I can't
Weird.
see a I'm not saying like the white paper is the end all be all, but like there's got to be something. Like this just seems like some kind of, and you have like Instagram photos like
Who's that guy? I wonder if he's
yeah,
somebody.
exactly. This doesn't really appease or pop out to me to say like I need to really look into this.
Agreed. All right. Well, yeah. So that one with caution, everybody.
Right. XMR. So Stellar. No, Monero. That's right. Monero. I thought it was Stellar. What? Why did I think it was Stellar? I don't know.
I don't know.
Either way, Monero. So Monero has been in the limelight as of recently. I'm surprised actually they would even list it with what's going on with Monero. Monero was one of the factors that actually caught the two billionaire Bitcoin hackers. That basically they were moving Bitcoin into Monero to try to disperse it out to multiple wallets. The government found a way to track all of their transactions and history and basically where things were panning out in Monero's system. So that means that the government has some exclusive access or a backdoor, or they say that they were tr- good old fashioned detective tracing, but let's be serious, man. We're in a day and age where crypto is beyond our comprehension in most cases. So I would tread with caution. This is a CPU mineable coin, so if you are going to like, I wouldn't outright buy it. But if you can try to mine it, it's very difficult to mine. You need a large amount of CPUs to mine it. But I definitely that would be the route that I would go to acquire it. I'm not saying anything good or bad. It's been around for a while. It's going to be around. So I assume that once the next bull market comes up, you'll see a price increase with it. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be buying it outright. Waves USDT, which I don't like the fact that this article is like correlating everything to USDT. That's Tether. Like
Mm-hmm.
Tether is supposed to be a dollar, but Tether's also sketchy as fuck too. Like
Yep.
they print more money than the government does. Like it's crazy.
It's probably one of those articles where it's paid by.
Paid by Tether. Yeah.
Yep. Probably. And this came
Form a
from.
double bottom pattern. Yeah, I'm not into this the trading stuff. I don't know. Maybe we need to look at the articles before we start talking about this.
Well, this came from that crypto news
Yeah,
site.
yeah.
But of course,
All right. Well, let's
you
look at
never know.
let's do what we did with the other one. So waves, Coin Market Cap. Let's go to Coin Market Cap first. Dang, all these ads. What's it called? Waves. All right, where
Waves.
waves, waves. It's not even on Coin Market Cap.
It's not on there.
Oh, here it is. $21. Waves.
Good.
All right. I should have actually
Buy,
went to
buy
to
now.
Coin Market Cap with the other one.
Buy now.
Buy now, buy now. All right, let's go to their website. Waves Protocol. Technologies, release, case studies, Waves Ducks, Metaverse Duct Paper, Waves Protocol 2021, Wave 5 becoming from AMM exchanges to viral products and innovative mechanics. The past year has brought many new applications. Maybe for the Wave Keeper 2.0, a new chapter. Another month, our team presents a batch of new feature, Waves Keeper. So there's continued development on it. That's nice. So usually when we get into markets like this, well, more so bear markets, you start to see development kind of fade off, which is
Red
a
flag.
red flag. Yeah.
Because they
Introducing
can't
Duck
sustain the
Hunters.
market.
Duck Hunters is a game mechanic combining NFT collectibles and yield farming, developing for. So I'm wondering if they're on the Ethereum blockchain. 'Cause they're
Yeah, I
putting
see it right there. Yeah.
issues ERC20 for collaboration of the Ethereum network. Integrates with Solana. Okay, so they're building bridges to different cryptos, which I like that. That is a good sign. I'm not a fan that they are with Ethereum. If you guys watched a little bit earlier, and I explained why,
Early
but
on, you were
yeah,
European on Ethereum.
yeah. But the more as like a secondary coin, like an altcoin, right? The more that you can bridge to others. Safe Moon being an example. I hate to use that as the example, but the more you branch,
That's because
the
you're
more
just as angry
adaptable
as
you
I am with
become.
him.
Yeah,
We're supposed to be millionaires by now.
I know, right? Well,
Safe moon
that's your
guys.
problem, Scott, is you keep correlating all this with fiat currency. Stop doing that.
I want to. Well, I'm already a millionaire safe moon holder.
Hey, there you go.
Not.
See?
I'm not anymore.
I definitely so I would entertain this. This seems
Well, see,
so
look at something
they're
came
in
out of this.
yeah, they're into NFTs. Um they're bridging to other blockchains, which I like. It seems like they're sticking to blockchains that are, NFT compatible, so Solana, Ethereum. So that's something. Waves, bonded,
So
partner.
this
Yeah,
is
I don't
one
know.
to watch.
Yeah, this I would definitely keep an eye on it. I don't know if I necessarily look at this chart that they gave. They hit it right on a peak. But yeah, I would definitely take a look and just tread with caution. Find a way to acquire it without having to
Always tread
put
with
actual
caution.
fiat. What's that?
Said always tread with caution
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
with investing.
yeah. All right, and so before we end it with the show itself, we are going to be taking comments. If you could just tag at Amigos PC with any questions or comments that you have. Appreciate Steamy, Davila O'Neill for popping into the chat. Appreciate that. So basically, I want before we get into questions, I wanted to just kind of talk about what we are doing with GPU mining and what the mine is doing, which we actually do have a stream on this Thursday with John at Side Hustle Enterprise. We'll probably go into that a little bit more deeper. Um, but GPU mining, as everybody is aware, I'm sure Ethereum is coming to an end. The creator of Ethereum, Valitik, whatever his freaking name is, has given a hint that summer will be the time that we see the merge implemented. Will that happen? I don't know. Ethereum's been on a delay for as long as they have been. It's something just to keep an eye out. We are still mining Ethereum. However, me and Scott are already having the conversation of moving away from Ethereum and trying to figure out what that looks like. So right now, what we are doing is we're mining a couple of other different coins, and we're taking a split approach to this because these algorithms are not friendly to certain Team Red, Team Green. So we're branching out, and we are trying to figure out a way of phasing Ethereum out.
Yep. And so to talk about, do you want to talk about the ones that we're doing or that we're jumping
Yeah.
into?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, we're doing Flux,
Mm-hmm.
and we're doing Raven Coin.
So let's coin market cap.
And I don't even know if we want to talk about Avian. It's another one.
Yep. We so that's a CPU mineable. So we are taking in like stages. I'm not saying that like we're putting all our eggs in one basket, but
Yeah, we
we
have
we
a good
did
amount of cards, and we're
avian.
just pushing them out.
We did avian right when it launched. So speculative mining, and uh, we were able to get in like right at the beginning. So obviously we mined a lot of it right off the bat. We basically dedicated a rig to it for a little bit, and we accumulated a lot. Now they have since broke their chain to two algorithms, so you can GPU mine it and you can CPU mine it. And we took the direction of just dedicating our CPUs because we have some decent CPUs on some of our rigs, and so we're continue mining it, but we're not doing it at a scale of throwing a lot of GPU rigs at it. Now Flux, on the other hand, we are mining Flux in itself. We have now one full rig. I would say at this point, it's almost completely put together. It is very NVIDIA friendly. So I would recommend if you are going to take a venture at this, that you take it to an approach of NVIDIA cards. Basically, through my testing, which maybe I should do a video about this. I'm not sure. Maybe we should do a video of this. So we've acquired certain NVIDIA cards through our stint of GPU mining, and I am continually getting my hands on different NVIDIA cards. We have since mining Flux, we have put 1060s on it. I have them efficient enough, thanks to Son of a Tech, that they are roughly about 22 to 23 souls. Uh, Flux doesn't do a mega hash; they do solutions per second. So 23 solutions per second at roughly about 100 watts. So it's not like the most efficient, and you can get them more efficient. Like I had it at one point, we were doing about 17 solutions per second at 60 watts. So there is difference. You can tune them down a little bit. You are subject to affecting your hash rate, but um, you can get them efficient so it doesn't affect your power bill that much. I have noticed, and so we had the 1060s on there. We now have a 1660 on the rig, the Flux rig, and it is doing roughly about 35 solutions per second at about 100 watts. So it's definitely more efficient than the 1060s, and the 1060s are 3 gigs. So just to keep that in mind, that so these are very cheap cards that you can get your hands on, and I'm in the works right now of getting mining only 6 gigabyte 1060s, roughly for about $180. So if this source actually pans out and I can get my hands on them, they have a lot. So just to keep that in mind. So what did I say? 1060, 1660. What other card did I that we've put on
2080.
this? Yeah, so the most efficient, I was going to save that one for last. The
Oh,
most
sorry.
efficient card that I have experienced, and again, we have put a lot of our NVIDIA stuff on to Flux testing to see what's most efficient. So far, it has been the 2080 Ti. So this gets about 95 to 97 solutions per second at roughly about 230 watts. We did put the 3090 that we have onto Flux as well. And the most that we got out of it was 105 solutions per second at 330 watts. I honestly would take the 2080 Ti over the 3090 just because that the wattage alone saves you. And you can get them more efficient too. You can actually drop the 2080 Ti to like 200 watts at 90 solutions per second. So if I just popped it up a little bit because we're trying to get more flux at this point. So hash rate's king versus efficiency for the time being right now. Um, The next testing that I need to do is actually put the 1080 Ti onto Flux so we can see what that does. But I'm still repasting it. I'm waiting for Amazon to drop off some thermal pads. So as soon as those get here, I can actually put that on there, and I'll do that video of testing what NVIDIA's. So secondly, not secondly, the so why Flux? Why do we choose Flux? So Flux itself, obviously, the correlation to fiat, which is Scott's wheelhouse, is a buck 33. So every time we do get a Flux, it's a buck
No
33.
doubt.
And you, dude, I don't care about what the price is anymore. But
Just gotta collect them all. Pokemon.
yep, yeah, they are Pokemon for sure. But what I do like is the scheme or setup with Flux. So we haven't been doing Flux for very long. Mine are actually. Let me take this over here actually, so I can minerpool.org. So that's the pool that we're mining to. Uh, Start mining. What is this? This is not ours. Bear with me just a second. I am trying to.
Enhance.
I know,
Enhance.
right? Enhance.
Enhance.
Hive. Trying to show you guys our the mining pool thing, but I want to get in there first. Ah, I'm the wrong one. Don't mind me, guys. Remember me. Made it. Got it. Got him.
Finally.
I know. Minerpool.org. Boom. Let's go to town. All right. So where are we at today? Today we are unpaid 0.720 flux. So we're in the process of building a rig together, but look at this. So this is that 1070 Ti, and it's actually doing 60 on the pool. So that's actually pretty cool. On Hive OS, it says it's doing roughly about 40. Um, this rig has the 2080 Ti on it. This weekend, I'll actually be putting our other NVIDIA rig on there, so we can just get more. But here is why I like Flux. So we are getting our solutions per second, and we're getting paid essentially based on the payout here, 2.26 flux per day, every 24 hours. What happens in addition to, because the block reward on Flux is split between um, it is split between the miners and the node providers. And the reason I want to mine Flux is eventually to get a node up and running so we can collect that fee as well. But the block itself, 37.5 times 2. So each one gets 37.5. A node provider, and then the miners. So this reward comes from 37.5, but then also on top of it, in different chains, because of those node providers, Flux provides what they call parallel assets. And these are assets, the Flux basically, on different chains like KDA, Ethereum. Ethereum's always less because the gas fees are horrendous, so you don't get as much Flux on there. But there's Tron, there's BSC, Solana, and then there are 5 others that are still pending, other blockchain bridges that will be implemented to have Flux on there. And they're allowing us to accumulate that as well to be paid out in the future. So we're slowly accumulating all of these, and if you guys have watched the channel at all, you would know that when we start to invest into a rig that is mining a certain cryptocurrency, we expand and we always expand. It doesn't matter what the fiat currency price is of it; we're constantly just growing. So I expect to see these numbers continually grow as I get more NVIDIA cards on hand and actually get more and more machines going. Now, beyond that, this is why I like this. So the parallel assets, that's amazing. These are different chains. In addition to uh, the payouts, right? The way that they're doing these payouts and the amount that you can actually accrue. There are other things that's going on with Flux that is pretty amazing, which I already kind of mentioned, which was the nodes, right? But you can also build on decentralized Web3. What does that look like for us, or even like the partnership that we have with Side Hustle Enterprise? What does that look like? I have no idea, but we definitely would be looking into figuring this out now, because essentially we can build something, an app, right, or some type of uh, network or something along those lines that could help us grow and help everybody else grow along with it. So Flux node setups. Here is where everything kind of goes into, and so that other half of the block reward that I was kind of discussing earlier, like the miners get 37.5, and then node providers get 37.5. Well, once you deploy a a node, you get a percentage of that 37.5. Now, keep in mind that the miners are also still getting a percentage of this node reward, right? Because they're getting the parallel assets that's being paid back into the miners. So then you also can get still 7.5% for the amount of flux that you create a node for. And they give you the hardware requirements and all that stuff. And you can do multiple things on a node. There's so many different things that you can set up. I'm not very knowledgeable as to like exactly the purposes of the node itself, but we can get once I start getting deeper into this and figuring this out, I can do videos and kind of just show you exactly what we're going to decide to do. But you're talking about hosting the node. Obviously, we're validating transactions with the node. There's just a lot of different things that we can do. Especially, you start to see some of there's the requirements, the rewards. There's a lot of different things, and this is why we decided to actually start mining Flux, because there's just so much potential of accumulating more of it and then developing on it. Which again, we're not developers or I don't know what you want to call it. Like I'm stealing the mic here
Nerds?
completely, Scott. So
No. I'm letting you go.
oh, okay.
These are all things I
Uh,
wanted to say, but you got it covered.
oh, okay, cool. You know, thanks. And so
No
the other
problem.
one, I think Scott can actually go a little bit more into this one because again, we
Which was
just
Raven?
started diving into Flux. So if anybody has like had a conversation with us at all in like Side Hustle Enterprise or any of the Discord channels or social medias, that they would know that we are a proponent to or favorite or maxi, if you want. I don't know, maxi's a little extent. We're not at BBT's level, but we definitely like Ravencoin. I like the features. Scott, if you want to go into a little bit of what we have going on for Ravencoin.
Yeah. Well, we like Raven Coin. That's kind of the one we started talking about it probably about, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago,
Yeah.
maybe 4 months. I don't know. Basically, when we were on the doomsday path of Ethereum, thinking, it's going to be, what are we going to do next? You got to always have a plan ahead, next step kind of situation. So we started to look into Raven Coin, and at that time, I think it was around 11 cents or so, 12 cents maybe, when we first
Hmm.
kind of were looking at it.
It was definitely in
And
the bull market.
yeah, when it was better times. But so now we have about what? How many cards do you have on it? Because they're over in your location.
I have three 3060s, which eventually I want to get those off and put them on Flux. Um, but I have three 3060s, the LHR version. That's the reason that they're not on ETH. Now, if the hack happens to go through with NVIDIA, and they get unlocked through LHR, me and Scott need to have a different conversation. But right now, they're on Ravencoin just for simple that 3060s are they were built to mine. I don't care what Nvidia is doing with like their LHR crap or whatever. Like you put these on to mine a cryptocurrency, like they're built to mine. It's incredible, honestly.
Yeah, and then we got a good amount since we've been mining for the past 6 months or so. And then we also, when Ravencoin Lite came out, that was another one we kind of, like Mark mentioned earlier, we branched off to then jump into that speculative mining. Got a whole bunch.
Oh,
I think we put
we
one
do
rig on it.
have
I think
yeah we do have
for a weekend.
the majority of what's mining Raven right now. I'm the one that has all the Raven cards. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Is We have AMD cards, so they're mostly Polaris, 4 GB. We have bought these cards for less than $100 in most cases. Recently, we just bought one for $40. We took the risk of
that was
the
the
guy
broken
said it
one,
did.
right?
Yeah, he said
Is
it
that the
didn't
broken
work.
one? He thought it was broke.
Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't post in another machine. He put it in. I took the risk. I said I'll give you $40 for it. And lo and behold, I plugged it into Hive on our test bench, and it just went to mine immediately, which is great. That's not the first time that's happened, but we're willing to take that risk. So that's just, or at least I am, in trying to
Yeah, no,
figuring out.
no, yeah, $40. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's a mild risk, but I'm willing to take it. And if it
Yeah,
pans out, great. If it doesn't,
that's a
well, we try
half
to
a tank
flip
of
it.
gas.
Yeah, that's what we're
So
doing
that's
with these 1060s, right? The mining only cards. This is a Chinese distributor, so we're taking the risk. I bought one already. I'm waiting for it to come in. It's coming in the slow boat. So once it does come,
we'll get it in
I'll have
November.
that confirmed. Yeah, I'll have that confirmed, and then it'll be a new supplier for us on these type of mining cards. Because look, we run a mine, so it makes no sense. I mean, it does make sense in getting retail GPUs, but then you get that stigma from gamers, right? And they're like, "It's freaking miners, freaking miners." Like I have conversations on OfferUp
Hey, but
regularly.
we get them second-handed for the most part. Most of our
We
cards,
do,
we've only
yeah,
got only a couple that were actually retail. Everything has been
yeah. Only
secondhand.
yeah.
So
Most
they
of our
had
stuff
they
is all
had their
secondhand.
they had their runs at the video games. The
No,
nerds just got done with them. They all
But
got
that's what I was saying.
girlfriends.
So
They got
I
girlfriends.
have these conversations on OfferUp regularly, and the conversation always ends up being like, they don't like the price that I give them, which is fine, and it doesn't matter because I'm not lowballing, but I'm trying to get, I'm protecting my ROI. And then at the same time, like we start to get in a little bit of argument as to why I feel my price is justified or whatever, and it always comes down to me saying, look, this card is going to it's going to be living its best life once I get my hands on it. Like, you may have kept the card decent in your gaming machine, constantly turning the damn thing on and off, on and off, on and off. I'm going to run it. I'm going to clean the card first. I'm going to pat it. I'm going to put thermal paste. Like, this thing's going to be immaculate. Again, living its best life. I have a 1080 Ti apart right now because I am like, it's just so disgusting. It was inside. It's just so should have done it sooner. Either way, so we have a bunch of Polaris cards that we've gotten cheap. We literally have not paid over $100 for any of the cards that we have on it. I want to say that there's at least 5 or 6. I think with this new one, this will be number 6. So that's one full rig of it. I think at this point, especially if this kangaroo market or whatever we want to call it, miners continue to pull their machines from mining in general, which the higher kilowatt per hour those people are really starting to pull their machines off. We should be able to actually solo mine Ravencoin here pretty soon, and the goal is also soon to be solo mining Flux. So we're constantly getting that 37.5 versus just a few Flux, a day.
Yep, nicely
All right.
said. So that's what we're shooting for. That's what we're doing. And obviously, If you're a miner, you know that basically just keep growing, keep adding
Yeah,
to it, and
yeah. ETH is going away. It's supposedly by the end of summer. If you listen to or watch at the beginning of the stream when we start talking about just some of the shady shit that's going on with Ethereum right now, um, me and Scott are having the conversations of do we depart early or not with mining Ethereum, and I am really leaning towards no longer mining Ethereum, even if it is the most profitable coin. It's just there's just listen to the beginning of this stream, or if you're on the podcast, go back to the beginning. Listen, you can tell why we're trying to get away from it.
that'd be
So
weird if they started at the end though.
I know, right? If they did start at the end, let me just skip
Why do you
everything. I
start at
think
the
they do
end?
ads through the first half hour, so let me just skip
Oh,
everything.
no wonder. That makes sense.
Nah, yeah. So again, we're gonna do a little bit of Q and A. I know we have one question in the chat already. Uh, it, so just if you could tag us at Amigos PC, just so I can see the comment, pop out into my face. But Steamy said, and this kind of piggybacks to some of the stuff that we were talking about with SafeMoon. A lot of
Mm,
lawsuits are going around with influencers and SafeMoon.
mm.
FOMO or a legit pump dumpy. Hmm.
Ooh.
So my question, Steamy, and the way that I'm reading this is you're basically asking if SafeMoon is legit or if it is a pump and dump coin. So if you bought in like shortly after, and then if you bought in, right? If you bought in shortly after the coin came out and you were
Like we
in the
did.
ride, the roller coaster, you were watching the pump, right? You maybe caught it at a good price and it continued to pump. They built their community. They did a really good job in community, building their community. They did, I think, one of the fastest cryptos of building their community. Uh, is it?
They celebrated their year already.
Yeah, they celebrated their year. I don't know. Is it? So is it? Oh, damn, that hurt. Shit.
For me, because I'm just gonna hang on. There's no there's no reason for me to leave because I end up losing. I end up losing what I put in. I'm just gonna hang on and see what happens. I'm gonna enjoy the ride. If it crashes and burns,
Yeah.
it crashes and burns, and that's the fun we're in. But you got that hope that it does take off. But I don't know. It's not. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not selling. I'm not. Oh, so you know what's funny, Steamy? You bring that up. So we were actually going to have that conversation. Scott found that article, and we'll talk about it here in just a second to address what you just said in the chat. But what was I going to say? Oh, so I bought in. I bought in at a reason. Me and Scott bought in about the same time. I think Scott
Yep.
put a little bit more money than I did into
Yeah.
SafeMoon. Uh, I bought in at a reasonable price, what I thought was a reasonable price at the time. I watched the pump happen, and I quadrupled my money in correlation to fiat. I was enticed by the tokenomics of SafeMoon, and I am pleased with the development that they are doing. Now, are they? Let me rephrase that. So I'm pleased with the development that they have launched. However, I am frustrated with the speed at which they say they can do things and then they actually do things. So I'm very frustrated
Mm,
with that because I know in tech things get delayed and it's that is just part of the business. But be realistic with your times then. Like don't I know safe moon has moon in the word. Like you're shooting for the moon. Like it, playing all this play on the moon. I get it, uh, but just be realistic. Like there's no reason to try to rush things. If it takes a certain period of time to build something, take that time and then give it some more time because you're gonna have a delay. I
yeah.
will be interested in seeing what they do with Gambia. I honestly don't think that that's really going to pan out, especially the way that they want it to. And now that they've made mention of Operation Pheonix or whatever the fuck they want to
Oh
call it,
no.
yeah, like
See, that's a red flag. We need to get out.
yeah, that
Operation
there's
anything.
Operation Anything. The fucking Death Star is coming.
Yep.
Again, go back to the
Not
beginning of the recording. You know what we're talking
yeah.
about.
Project Operation,
Dark Star, Death
Dark Star.
Star.
Any of those. That's how you know you're in trouble.
Yeah, big helmet, space balls, whatever.
Spaceballs. Good
Yeah.
movie.
So, all right. So, Steamy says makes sense. Just seems weird. Some of the devs sold out, and when they weren't supposed to, from what I read,
Ooh.
I wish you all luck on it for sure. Hey, dude, I'll
Thanks,
be
Stevie.
honest with you, Steamy. Like, I have had thoughts of just selling it and parting ways, but at the same time, like it's not. I'm not in that deep to be like, I'm losing my life is affected by this. So I put in what I thought I could lose. I've lost most of it, and
Same.
now I'm just riding the tidal wave. I'd like to see just what happens in the future. I know a lot of shady shit happen. That's the thing with cryptocurrencies, man. Like the cryptocurrency, this isn't a currency. What we're doing is angel investing. If you want to get to the core root of it, right? Especially with these tokens that are not mineable. So basically, they're crowdfunding, trying to get liquidity, which is the whole reason the government is getting pissed off with the SEC stuff, because they are basically trying to get their shit on a stock exchange. They're just doing it through cryptocurrency avenue and saying that they're not an asset, that this is just a crypto, this is a currency they're trading. But in reality, we're angel investing when you're looking at companies like SafeMoon, or other proof of stake coins that come into play. Ethereum, when it goes proof of stake, that will literally be angel investing because the people that are still developing on it, people have to buy into Ethereum, and they also have to then buy into that project that's being developed on Ethereum. Like you got to look at the core root of what it actually is. So you need to know your risk, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
So the other topic that was after Steamy made note of on this is the latest person to get sued is Jake Paul.
Yeah, we're we're when we are thinking about stories to talk about. Mark was like, I don't want to talk about Jake Paul. So, but yeah, he did a rug pull. I can
So
pull up
what?
the whole. I think I can
Who
pull
did
up
he
the
do it
story.
with?
I don't know. I didn't I didn't keep the story because you didn't sound like you didn't want to talk about it.
He didn't do it with SafeMoon though.
He
Honestly, when you brought it up, I
he
thought like
could have.
maybe he got scammed on another Pokemon card or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and then there's other people that are, these celebrities, man, when they get involved in these, all their followers or whatever just jump on board without even they're rich, they know what they're talking about,
Yeah.
and that's the
So
dangers of it.
one thing that I've noticed, especially in this last bull run, is that when like a celebrity gets involved immediately, you need to be very cautious. Um,
Yeah, or
Not
if it's something
necessarily
you never heard
for,
of,
yeah,
if it's something you never heard of, and then they're pushing it, red flag,
yeah,
because that means they
immediately.
have stake in it, or they're getting money to say something to push it, and then the thing's gonna fold, and then you're out of luck
I mean,
if you're dreaming.
you're speculating on
Of
that,
course, of course.
but
That's just how I would do it, that's how I would approach it.
you would
But
approach it, yeah. No,
everybody's
I agree.
different.
I agree. Like if there is a celebrity personality that's involved in it immediately, there's some type of,
Unless it's Matt Damon for Crypto.com.
well, he wasn't involved immediately if you think about
No,
it.
I know he was just on the
Crypto.com's
commercial.
been around forever, but I'm Matt Damon. Yeah.
I'm going to
Uh,
Mars.
Going to Mars. It made
All
sense though.
right,
He did The Martian, so why not?
he did. I
Right?
know. Why not? All right. So it's $2 million. Jake Paul operated. That's how much. Get a new wallet to register the name Problem Child on OpenSea. As it turns out, Jake Paul's
Oh,
allies much means like he's likely the one who owns the wallet. I'm trying to find out what the name of the thing was. Like what he pumped and then dumped.
oh. It sounds like some type of NFT project.
Probably.
which that's another thing you got to look into. Like we're only a part of a handful of NFT
I don't know.
projects.
Yeah, I don't know much to even talk about those, but
Yeah,
yeah, we have our hands and stuff, but it's not nowhere near where, especially some of these ones that are selling for millions of dollars. Yeah.
no, but the ones that we do have, they are going up in value while the market is kind of folding. So that's one thing.
Hold on. Paul has been doing paid for several cryptocurrencies such as Safe Moon, Yum, Yummy Coin, MILF
um,
Token, and more. Well,
paid. That does so.
that's a red flag, guys.
Yeah,
Still gonna
including
write it
Safe
out.
Moon. Yeah, including
Yeah,
Safe Moon.
that's what I mean. Save. That's the red flag for me. Time to leave. Not
Time to
only
get
did
out.
Jake
Time to
Paul.
get out. No, I'm not getting out.
Me
It's
neither. I'm gonna hang on
that.
till it crashes
Yeah,
and burns,
that.
and then I learn my lesson.
Yeah, that hand has been dealt. So we watch it and see what happens.
Exactly. You live and learn. That's the name of the game.
But that's what we're doing. We're prospect mining through other currencies like Flux and Ravencoin and trying to figure out. Ravencoin has a lot of use case with NFTs. They are collateralizing real assets on their chain, right? So, and BBT is a huge proponent. He's not paid by them, but you damn sure he's mining it. So, or his team is mining it. Uh, Ravencoin is probably not going to go anywhere. My standpoint going forward, out of this bull run and into this new kangaroo market, or whatever we want to call it, crypto winter, bear market, whatever it is if there's a new project that's coming to light, let's say Scott throws me a project and says, "Have you heard of this?" Or somebody, one of you guys say that or whatever. I'm going to look at it first. Let's see if they got a white paper. If they don't have a white paper, we try to figure out from there. If it's some of the newer projects they're launching without providing their white paper first, which is fine. Avian did that, and we're still there. We're still mining Avian. Um, what I look for then after that is, okay, well, how can I acquire this without any risk, or minimal risk, and can I mine it? And so if I can't mine it, I'm real hesitant to even waste my time in trying to figure something out
Agreed.
with it. And then from there, but if I can mine it, then it's okay. What do I want to direct to it? Something not very efficient. Do we want to like we're taking the approach with Avian? We're CPU mining it with some CPUs that we had. I felt that was probably the better direction to go with, because it's still the chain itself is still in its infancy, and has time to grow.
Right. Or the other approaches. I mean, if it's something that you really like or you want to give it a shot and you are mining, convert some of your lower end mineable things to it and throw some money at it and hold,
Yeah.
put some at it, hope and wait kind of thing. Try to get in early because obviously these are ones where if it's an infant situation, you're trying to get in early and, you know, be that big dollar holder one day, like in
Now,
fiat.
for those that are watching this, after we've actually recorded, if you have questions, concerns, you just want to talk, whatever, I make it a point. We're not big enough to where I can't respond to people, so I make it a point to make sure I respond to
Don't
every
say
single
that. We're
comment.
big enough.
Yeah, whatever. Uh, so I did that via the chat here today, in the live video. But if you do put a comment below after the video is recorded, I will make sure to respond to it. I get notifications for all of it. Just a brief, give like maybe a little teaser, because we are going to be having a live here pretty soon with John on his channel. Uh, the mine is doing exceptionally well. We've had to make some adjustments. We have some partnerships involved that are growing, I should say, that they're for making their moving parts are happening. Uh,
They're growing.
as you've noticed in John's Discord, for those that follow John and are in his Discord, we have some new machines available into our hands. We should be getting the elusive L5 here very soon. So just keep an eye on that and it's getting some pictures. I recently posted a picture on some of the Coastal Crypto's Twitter page on we are selling the X5s exclusively. I think there are only a handful of other companies that have the X5s. So just if you guys are in the market of looking for an ASIC machine, hit us up.
Or looking for hosting.
TusoCryptoMining.com. Yeah, hosting too, because that again, we have some growing partnerships that are starting. We're starting to see light to them, and the hosting actually might get a little better as we venture down these paths. But
Yeah.
on that note, amigos out.